I'm level 15 now on my favorite soul. I currently have 3090 favor. I have done every quest up until level 6. When the new quest came out, Dread Sea Scrolls, I had already taken level 11. So I wasn't qualified to go into it on this character. The only way I could do that is if I TR'd. I went to 20 and TR'd, then I could go back and do all the favor again. But if I did that, I'd have to do all the favor again. It's not worth it. It's a new quest, and while I'll probably make a video on it, I didn't want to try it for the first time on hardcore. You can see I did Devil Assault at 6 on hard. That's very easy. I actually have a video about that if you haven't done it. I did everything in the 7s except my first official skip quest is Temple of Elemental Evil Part 2. And then I did everything else all the way through the 8s and 9s and 10s. I did the Vault of Night pre-raid, so I did Vaughn 5. I did not do Vela. A lot of people do Vela. I just have a rule that I don't do it on Hardcore League, even though I probably could have. It takes all of a minute. I just have sort of a rule that I don't do it. But a lot of people do. The next thing I skipped is Twilight Forge. So we don't do the Twilight Forge. We don't do the Titan. But I did everything else. The next thing I skipped on purpose was Tomb of the Tormented. And that's the one where you guide the rat underneath the maze. I might do that since I'm 15. If I can find a group that knows it. Because it's not a super hard quest. It's just a really annoying quest. So the next quests that I'm working on are the ones out in the sands of MCMXT, which I've already been there farming gear. Great gear farm. You can loot. They updated all this gear, so you can see I'm wearing a Dusk Heart. That's a very easy farm. I have been farming for a Ring of Spell Storing. I have not yet looted one. I keep trying. I hope to get one. So I have the Raid the Volcarum Desert Caravan to do. I've done a few of the quests out there. You can see I've done Offering of Blood. I did the Wiz King. I did the other the level 10s and 11s. So I've got a bunch of quests done, and then we also farmed Ravenloft for gear, and so I've got a lot of those done. I did Invaders. A lot of people skip Invaders, but I did it. I recommend you do it. You can see I got my Voice of the Master. Not that XP matters because I'm usually running XP capped, although I'm not at the moment. The gear that I have is all farmed out from the various zones. So Saltmarsh, Feywild, Ravenloft, and then any other pieces that I got out in the sands of MCMXT. These goggles of Unbroken Sight I got at the Borderlands. They're actually level 1 goggle. But they give me blindness immunity, and they have a yellow slot that I slotted a fear immunity topaz into. So it covers 2 immunities at once. It's great for Hardcore League. I can't be blinded and I can't be feared. I'm still in the snow scale from the Feywild. It's not best in slot for this level. I am level 15. Technically at this level, I could be wearing Sharn armor, but I haven't farmed Sharn yet because I still have on 4 pieces of Feywild gear, and I'm still getting a 4-piece set bonus from them, which gives me +1 to all of my ability scores, +50 spell points, and +10 hit points. So that's pretty good. The other Feywild items are the green dragon scale bracers, which I have not found bracers that are better than these. I might just wear these until epic. So you can see my resists right now are 28, 24, and 23. That's not as good as a paladin, but that's pretty good. You can see that I have a 58 PRR and a 34 MRR. That's not the best, but it's okay. Ideally, I'd have 100 PRR, but that's difficult. I would probably have to get into heavy armor to get there. My ring is also from the Feywild. I will probably not stop using this, the Summer Heat ring. It's just one of the best in slot items for a favorite soul. It gives me my Fire, Combustion, Radiance, and Radiance lore. I have a Feather Falling Topaz slotted in that. My boots are probably the best in slot for me on a favorite soul, charisma based. If you're wisdom based, your gear is going to be different than mine. But if you're charisma based, you can see my avoidance defenses. I have 10% from being incorporeal and 25% for concealment. And that's the best that I can do at this level, unless I could get displacement. The gloves are probably best in slot for me as well. They are the Gauntlets of Innate Arcanum. They have +6 charisma with a +1 quality charisma, +3 evocation, which affects all of my nuking spells pretty much. My ring comes from Ravenloft. It is not a very good ring. I likely will farm a little to swap this out. What I really want, I actually think I looted one. I just haven't put it on yet. It's the ring with necromancy on it. And the reason that I want that is because I can cast now destruction. You can see I don't have any healing spells right now because Close Wounds is so strong. I do have a stack of heal scrolls. My belt is the braided cut cord, which gives me blurry and gives me a dexterity, quality dexterity. I don't have a gem in that slot yet, and it gives me quality dodge. So for me, it gets my dex to 5, which gets my reflex save up. And then if I look at my armor class, it's 52. You can see that my dodge is 8%, and that's capped for me. And that's pretty good. That's almost 1 out of 10 hits will trigger my dodge, and meaning that I won't be hit at all. Dodge is great. Dodge is one of the first lines of defense when a monster goes to hit you. If you can dodge out of the way, it doesn't even get a chance to roll to hit against your armor class. My total defense at level is 54%. That's low. I have my fortification at 110%. Spell resistance I no longer have as a gear stat. Where I get it is on my spell resistance mass. And if I cast that on myself, my spell resistance goes up to 37. 37 at heroic levels is really good. A way to figure out if the mob can get through your spell resistance is to take the CR level of the monster and add a 20-sided dice to it. The other thing to consider too, because it's Hardcore League, I am level 15 and I am questing 4 levels above. So at level 15, I'm working level 11 quests. Well, that means that the average monster is going to be CR 11 to CR 13. 11 to 13 plus 20 is not enough to overcome that spell resistance. So it's another layer of my defense. You can see my standing resistance against elements is 10, 10, 10, 25. I got my fire resist up a little bit since last time. You can see that because I'm on a drow, my constitution is sort of low at 26. But, I do my builds. I like drow. I like the flavor of drow. So my cape is the Scarlet Scale cape, and it really is not the best for me. But what I did is I slotted a Constitution gem in it for +6 con. Insightful Evocation 2 is very good for me. Spell Sight 12 is good, but it's redundant with the Barovia Scepter that I'm using. So I have 2 sets going. I have the Barovia and I have the Feywild. My next slot is the Dawn's Herald Charm from Ravenloft. I believe it drops out of Death House. It's +6 wisdom. I don't turn undead, so Insightful Faith, Sacred, Hallowed all mean nothing to me. But I do get a Mythic +1, and I slotted a Swiftness 5% crystal in there. That gives me 30% movement speed and 5% attack speed boost. And it also is part of my Ravenloft set bonus. My helmet is best in slot. It is the Crown of Snow. Crown of Snow is one of the best caster helmets, I think, in the game. My main hand is the Barovia Scepter, which is a very good caster stick. Spell power is 196 for fire, 196 for light, 201 for positive. My universal is 54, my positive crit chance is 20, my light crit chance is 20, and my fire crit chance is 20. My favorite soul feats, I went acid, fire, and electricity. I told you that I was charisma based, so I took Battle of Grace, and I took Stout of Heart for the extra hit points. My meta magics are Empower, Heighten, Maximize, and Quicken. And then I also took, rather than taking another meta magic, which I could have taken Extend, I took Toughness to give myself more hit points, which standing here, I have 554, which is pretty good. It's not great, but it's good. I'll show you my enhancements. I have not yet spec'd into War Soul. I probably will do that once we start running content that is like level 15, 16, 17 to get Divine Intervention, which will keep me alive if anything kills me. But for now, at this level, this content, I'm still nuking. I still have my nuke Sunbolt, my wand and scroll mastery for my heal. You can see if I cast heal on myself with that, I heal myself for 334. It's not my total hit points, but it's a really big heal. I have all the way up to core tier 4, which I can summon my little Archon. And that's pretty much it. The rest I have in this healing tree, PRR, MRR, my Good Hope, which is key for the Hardcore League because it functions like Heroism and it's a very cheap cast. I've got my healing Beacon of Grace, which allows me to heal groups. Shining Light, which is a nice temporary heal amp. And then my Closed Wounds. I'll show you my spells. Command for low levels. I take Divine Favor because at low levels I'm beating stuff up with this Face Sword. Night Shield I keep on me because even though I'm using the Feydark, if I cast Night Shield on myself, one of the things about the Feydark permanent shield, which I have, it's right there. When I cast Night Shield on myself, my MRR goes up 10 points, and I also carry with me shield wands, although I think I'm out of them. I think I need to get new ones. Yeah, I don't see any more. The shield wand, I could get my PRR up to 68. So I always carry that and take Night Shield. The rest of my points are in Feydark Illusionist. I've got the permanent shield immunity. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, if you have the ability to cast Night Shield, why take You've Got My Back? I love it, not only for the enhanced PRR and MRR, but I take it because it cannot be dispelled. And there are lots of monsters, enemy casters, when you get up into the higher levels, that will debuff you with Dispel Magic and then nuke you with chain missiles or magic missiles. So it is a great way for you to survive that. I have another couple of defensives in here. I take the Blur, Bend Light from this tree to get my Blur. It's a great way to get Blur. I take Refraction, which basically means if anything hits me, I have a chance of going invisible. And invisible in DDO is kind of broke, but it will give me some time. That's basically why I took it, to help me and my survivability. I've got more charisma there. And then this is saving throws. I likely, if I have a point, will take the third point in Reality Bulwark, even though I don't need immunity to fear. Good saving throws will save you against Disintegrate, will save you against any sort of mind control or any sort of a trap that you accidentally spring. So I want these up as close to 30 as I can get. 30 is not no fail, but you know, I definitely want them over 20. I take Remove Disease. I take Remove Disease because it gives me immunity to all disease, and that lasts for 1 minute and 28 seconds. So if there's something I have to run through that's a disease, I can have immunity. This is immunity to all natural and magical diseases. The only thing that it does not protect you against is supernatural diseases. The next spell I take is called Word of Recall. Something I normally wouldn't use, but I use it on the Hardcore League because it is a get out of trouble quick button. And I will show you. I have it on my bar, and it is quickened. So if I am in any trouble, this cannot be interrupted. I cast it, it's super fast, and it takes me to House D, Temple of the Sovereign Host. Some other things I have on my bar, I have a Wand of Dispel Magic. This is going to come in really handy if I don't actually take the spell. Whenever I go into a quest that has spell wards, if you don't have a trapper, if you didn't know, you can dispel spell wards with Dispel Magic. So if you don't have a trapper, you'll pop the spell ward, you can see it. For example, there are spell wards in the basement of Ravenloft that will teleport you. So those are, you can disable them with that. join us for more. I plan to do lore videos for each quest in DDO, as well as the raids. Plus, I will be releasing more Session 0 videos for DDO on topics such as player character races, the religions of Eberron, the Last War, and the Mournlands, the Dragon Marks, the Dragon Marked houses, and much, much more. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below. I like interacting with other players. My main tune in DDO is named Mary. I am on Sarlona. I also have a guild on the Hardcore League. My guild is Death Smile. Please say hi if you're on either of those servers. Subscribe to see more Adventure AI content about DDO, Dungeons & Dragons Online, and gaming in general. I also play Star Wars The Old Republic. You can join us at Adventure AI on Discord. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter. You can go to our Patreon and become a patron of the channel, where you would get access to all of the scripts, the images, the music, the videos, as well as behind the scenes, and the ability to request topics for me to make future videos. Thanks very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your adventures go well.